Sanmanan. Andrew Tate. Um, for those who don't know who Andrew Tate is, if you've been living under a rock for the past couple of years, so Andrew Tate is this misogynist, toxic, masculine. I don't know what other words that the media has portrayed him as to be. He is this influencer who is converting young men into being horrible animals, and how to treat women like property or whatever the case may be. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic here. Um, Andrew Tate is a entrepreneur. He's an influencer. He's been very, very vocal on the whole blue pill community. Oh, not blue pill. Sorry, red pill community. He speaks around masculinity. He speaks around um, young men needing to learn how to fight, young men needing to know how to make money and not be a puppet to current society. He calls it the matrix, and he says very, very much, Uguti, once you make your own money, you can no longer be controlled by their systems. Once you create and become of high value, then instead of these girls that are playing around with guys, with simp men, you can then dictate exactly how you move. Do I agree with everything he says? Hell no. Can't agree with everything that anyone says, but there's a lot of truth in a lot of his messages, of which the one that that resonates with me is around self-development. My whole channel is around self-development and becoming a better person. I speak about financial education, I speak about mental, physical, spiritual growth. So again, in that regard, it really echoes a lot of what Andrew Tate is about. Yes, his words can be very, very, very aggressive. I get that. A lot of the stuff that he'll say is, again, clickbaity, to shock and awe. But once you go through all that wishy-wishy type of smoke, you get into the crux of it, and it really is about developing the young man. There's many ways of developing the young man, but the end goal, again, is to look after your physical health, look after your mental health, look after your financial well-being, and not just be controlled by any one set of matrix, whatever the case may be. So he is a huge advocate around getting information from different spaces. He's not saying just listen to Andrew Tate by himself. He's not your CNN that just says listen to CNN. He's happy to debate and engage with anyone who disagrees with him. So currently, Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have just been indicted. I think that's the word, indicted. Which means Uguti, they now have been formally accused of rape, human trafficking, and organized crime. In January of this year, 2023, what happened was they were arrested and taken to court, where Tristan and Andrew stayed in a small little jail room for, I think, almost 2 months, while the Romanian law was investigating this whole thing. And it's weird because I'm trying to think, like, if you don't have any charges against me, then why would you take me to prison and let me sit there for 2 months, and then they were taken from prison into house arrest, again, with the whole notion of which they had flight risk. They have the financial means to actually run away, but again, should they run away, it would speak volumes to who they actually are as these Tate brothers. So for me, I think running away would have done more harm, because now they're fugitives, running more harm than any good. So I just don't understand. These guys, you're going to arrest them for 2 months, of which Andrew says within the first week, they didn't even tell them why they were arrested. So just imagine, you who's watching this, someone comes into your home, arrests you, puts you into a jail for a week, you don't know what the fuck is happening, only to be told a week from then, you are being arrested and being under investigation for human trafficking, rape, and whatnot. Assuming that they're guilty. Assuming that they're innocent. it's painful when you have to think of living in a country where that type of shit can happen, assuming again that you're innocent. Guys, just to be fully disclaimer vibes. If these guys are innocent, then shit is fucking turning on its head. It's going to tell us about this matrix they speak about. It's going to tell us about the powers that be. If these guys are innocent, the world will never be the same, in my opinion. Because it tells us that there's people out there who aggressively and are willing to do whatever to shut us up. Secondly, if they are guilty, then my heart bleeds for these poor ladies that were trafficked. My heart bleeds for so many ladies that were raped. My heart bleeds for all the people who fell for their crime and criminal acts. I hope both the brothers and anyone associated rot in prison. I hope they chop off their penises if they raped, if they trafficked human beings. It is absolutely disgusting, and if they are guilty, I hope the full extent of the law is thrown on them. So if they're guilty, fuck them. But if they're innocent, let the law fucking let the processes take control. But yeah, man, it's just that whole time you realizing, Uti, these guys have been charged. So now the investigation is taking another level. It doesn't mean that they have been found guilty. It doesn't mean that they've now, okay, sharp, you will get 100 years. But yet they're going out their way to take their money. These guys have over $350 million in cryptocurrency. Don't know how they got that much money, but entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. These guys have land, they've got buildings, they've got over 15 luxury cars. It's all been confiscated. So imagine that you say you're gonna charge me for something. Okay, sharp. Now I can legally fight you. So now it's equal Stevens, I guess. Before, when you were still investigating, my lawyers could do nothing but just sit in the background and twiddle their thumbs. Now that you've charged me, now it's clear and obvious that I can now do something about it, because now my lawyers can fight back, and we can also now create folders and evidence where we can take to the judge. You take away my money, how am I going to pay for good lawyers? You take away my buildings, you take away, come on. It just feels like they're doing everything in their power for these guys to get locked up. It's such a mind fuck. And even if you look at the time from the charge, which is, I think it was yesterday or the day before, to when the judge can finally even start the trial, that's a minimum of 60 days while they're putting things together. So 60 days, I'm assuming they're speaking about 60 working days. So that's at least another 3 months of them being on house arrest, beginning from mid-June till fucking sometime in September. And this trial can last 1, 2, 3 years. So again, this is them being under house arrest from today up until a freaking 2027. So even if they are found innocent, what the fuck can they do? The system has shown, Uguti, we are all knowing, we are powerful. Fuck you, fuck what you think about. If you think you're gonna chat and strengthen these guys, then you're a problem. My big thing around this system, and the reason why we lean onto guys like Andrew Tate, is because we're tired of being told to be little bitches. We're tired of being told to move this way, and finally we're seeing a man become a man. We're seeing this guy who's a fighter and kickboxing champion. We're seeing this guy driving Lambo with different girls. We're seeing it, and for a lot of younger men, it's very, very appealing. We no longer want to be that guy on My Wife and Kids who now has to be a puppet to his wife. We no longer want to be that comedic relief on Blackish, who's always acting stupid. We're tired of those roles. We're tired of being dumb Homer Simpson. Now we finally want to be the heroes in our lives. We want to be the strong guys within our lives. And when we are approached with that, we gravitate towards that. And that's what guys like Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, who's this, Jordan Peterson, there's so many guys who have been labeled toxic that young men gravitate towards, because for the longest time we've been sold a feminized men. We've been sold feminized men, and then all of a sudden we've got Kevin Samuels, who's been saying all these things that in our heart we wanted to say, in our heart we believe it to be true. Finally he says it and we go, aha, someone who actually thinks like me but is strong enough to actually talk about it. So guys, yes, again, if Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are guilty, let them rot in prison. They should be like nothing. Let them rot in prison. Like R. Kelly, what he's done is disgusting, but we cannot take away his gift of singing music. I know some of you motherfuckers are still listening to R. Kelly. I'm listening to R. Kelly. As wrong as he was and is serving his time, we still listen to R. Kelly. People still watch the Cosbys. People still listen to Michael Jackson. So again, let's take these guys, let's imprison them, let them rot in prison, but let's also understand that their message is very powerful. Men, look after your financial well-being. Men, look after your physical well-being. Men, take care of your entire family. That's what they're about. The way in which they break down this message might be touch and go, but the message is still powerful. Guys, Ngiyantanda, write in the comments below exactly how you feel about Mama Andrew and Tristan Tate. Guys, please comment, share this video, like, subscribe, all those good things. Ngiyantanda, Ibekre. Sure.